The cheery San Francisco sun peeked through the clouds, mirroring Norman's mood as he climbed the hill of Crown Court. Norman always felt this way before working on a case. The thrill of sussing out the details and finding a path to justice. Legal work was his ocean, and he was a fish. It was his oven, and he was a pie. It was his couch, and he was a penny nestled in the cushions. Sorry, I lost the thread of that metaphor. Anyway, Norman walked up Crown Court with David and Lady Blackfreeze.
What's the case today, Norman?
A client needs help finalizing their will. Should be simple enough. By the way, thanks for guiding me to Crown Court, Blackfreeze. I couldn't find it on any map.
You're welcome. You really ought to get a magical map.
I'd recommend against that, Norman. Magic maps are really condescending.
Only if you're rude to them.
Hey, that map had it coming.
Why exactly are you tagging along, David?
I have a right to go where I please. And Norman mentioned a free lunch.
I never said there was a free lunch.
Well, somebody did. Maybe it was me. Either way, I'm gonna get one.
Just don't mess this up for me. It's the first case I've had since starting my practice. That mess with the werewolf doesn't count.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Now, what did the Lord of Ash and Shadow give you?
A card with an address and a name.
What was the address, Norman?
14 Crown Court. Looks like it's right over there. Gosh, is that a cave?
Say, what was the name of that client?
The card says Old Smoky. Look, a bell pull.
Oh, Smoky! Wait!
Step into the magical world hidden in plain sight, where mystery and danger threaten from every corner. With his brave companions, Detective David X. Machina and Mistress of Magic, Lady Blackfreeze, mild-mannered lawyer Norman P. Blank helps the people of magical San Francisco, despite nearly getting his head bitten off. Tonight's episode, I hope this won't drag on.
Norman? Norman? Wake up!
I'm awake. What? I'm up! I'm up!
Well, you had me worried there for a second.
What was that for?
Sorry, you had some mustard on your cheek.
Oh, damn it.
I'm sorry if I frightened you.
Oh, it's all right. I'm easily frightened. Dragon! Oh!
Looming before Norman was the grizzled snout of a gigantic dragon. Its scales were a burnished red, grayed in some places. Its once fearsome eyes were milky, and from its nose rose 2 curls of smoke.
Come on, Norman. Gotta stay awake.
He's acting like he's never seen a dragon before.
He is new to the Crystal District.
Ah, I see. It is always a pleasure, Lady Blackfreeze. How is your mother?
She's well. She apologizes that she can't be here in person. May I introduce Norman P. Blank?
Nice to meet you. My client is a dragon.
Client? Oh, you must be the lawyer the Lord of Ash and Shadow told me about. I am Smoky the Maraxicar. Most call me Old Smoky.
And I'm David X. Machina, Private Eye.
Ah, I've heard of you, Mr. Machina. Very good work on the Harpy case.
Ah, yes, the Harpy case. The Harpies had been accused of harassing the mayor. Only I knew that the mayor wasn't...
Where are my manners? Make yourselves comfortable. Larry?
Hi, how can I help?
Serve our guests something suitable, like, what is that hot liquid with chunks of disgusting vegetables called? Spoop? Stroog?
Water would do fine.
I'll take champagne if you have it.
Whiskey, 2 fingers.
Okie dokie.
What was that thing? It was just a floating pair of hands and some blue mist with eyes.
I don't really know what he is, apart from he is an incredibly powerful trans-dimensional being.
And Larry gets you drinks?
Any dragon worth their salt hires one, especially when your hoard contains an incredibly powerful magic item. In this case, the Goblet of Dargon.
What's the Goblet of Dragon?
Dargon. It is an ancient and powerful goblet that is infused with part of my power. I've had the goblet since I was a poor wormling. Oh, it was my first sippy cup.
Is it like the boot? The werewolf boot thing, you know?
Yes, that too is a magical artifact. Well, Mr. Blank, I'll be frank with you. I'm dying. I've quite a lot of possessions that need cataloguing, so I can be sure my hoard goes to the right people when I die. Do you think you're up to the task?
Yes, sir, Mr. Smokey, I am a lawyer. No amount of paperwork can scare me.
Good. I need you to make sure that I have the right contact information for everyone. I don't want anyone to feel slighted that they didn't get their due. If you need help, just call for Larry.
Here's those drinks.
Norman worked for hours, cataloging each golden coin, each gem-encrusted chalice, and every pair of dragon-sized socks. After a few hours of attempting to help, Blackfreeze and David realized that lawyering was not for them. Blackfreeze took advantage of the time to catch up on the latest issues of popular magic, while David took advantage of his captive audience.
And that's the case I like to call Fangs to Meet You.
Fangs to what?
Fangs to meet you. Like thanks to meet you? You know?
Nobody says that.
Shush now, I'm almost done. The horse skeleton that detects lies goes to Stungus McFungus, check. Address, check. And the next item is...
Oh, can't we give it a break, Norman? We've been at it all day.
I'm almost done.
I don't understand how he does it. I had rather scrub the entire royal privy than muddle through this.
Larry,
Hi, what can I do for you?
can you make us some food?
Okie dokie.
Maybe like a ribeye or some sirloin?
Okie dokie.
And will you cut out the okie dokie stuff?
No.
That's strange.
What?
I found an item with no address. Some kind of coffee pot. It's listed as a coffee pot of tea brewing. What does that mean?
I don't know, but it seems dangerous. Who's it for?
Blind Dan. Well, I need to confirm his address.
Norman, he lives at the Stinky Helmet. What is there to confirm?
It's not listed in the directory, so law dictates that I confirm that his mailing address is the same as his business address in person.
Why?
You might have a P.O. box, and I'm not doing all this work twice.
Here's that steak you ordered.
Better make it to go, Larry. We're off to the Stinky Helmet.
Okie dokie.
Hello? Anyone home?
I think they're closed, David.
What is that sound?
Blind Dan burst from the kitchen, his emerald eyes glowing bright. A green arcane aura swirled around the floating skull. He fixed Norman with an angry stare.
What are you doing in my bar? Can't you see we're closed? Oh, it's you! Little Davy, I'm afraid of intimacy machina. Some other guy and the darling fairy princess, Lady Blackfreeze.
You say that to my face, you bony little git.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Down, Blackfreeze. Down, girl.
What do you want, Davy boy? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? I almost got the little...
Mr. Dan? Oh, God!
I think it escaped.
Damn it! That rat's been gnawing at my bones for 50 years. And you're the reason why he escaped!
50 years? Come on, Blind Dan. That rat hardly looks 25.
Oh, great. Now you've boosted his self-confidence. I'll be hearing about it for weeks.
Mr. Dan, I'm Norman P. Blank. I rent the office above the bar. Remember me?
No.
That's okay. I'm in the employ of Old Smokey, and we need your updated contact information for the will. Specifically, your mailing address, if it's different from your business address. Would you be so...
No!
What? He's flying away!
After him!
Please, Mr. Dan, we need your contact information so I can finish the will.
Get back here, you bone bowling ball!
Cooperate for once in your unlife.
No!
Quick, into the kitchen! Ha! We've got you cornered now. There's nowhere for you to go.
So should I put you down as Stinky Helmet Crystal District?
Look, bub, I don't want to be part of that will. Old Smokey and I go way back. He might be the only being alive who saw me with a neck. But it's that smarmy so-called lord I want to avoid.
The Lord of Ash and Shadow? I think he's a pretty nice guy.
You aren't very bright.
Why is everyone telling me that?
I know dark magic when I see it, and it clings to that Lord of Ass and Shots like the leather bar stool to a sweaty drunk. Tell old Smokey I don't want to be part of his will.
What do you mean?
Old Smokey plans to give the Goblet of the Dragon, and thus his lair, to the Lord of whatever wherever.
I didn't see that in the will.
He told me so himself.
If Old Smokey is really your friend, then at least come see him. We can remove you from the will if you want.
Yeah, you twisted my arm, bud. I owe Smokey that much. I vanish!
Holy cow, he disappeared!
No, he's right over there.
Don't look at me!
Sounds like they started the death feast. Dragons like to go out with a bang, you see.
The Lord of Ash and Shadow, hello!
Hello, Mr. Blank. Mr. Machina, Lady Blackfreeze. Dan, how has the job gone?
Out of my way, buttface! I'm gonna miss the charcuterie!
Well, I think I managed to catalog everything.
Excellent. Have you ever been to a dragon's death feast, Mr. Blank?
No.
Then you're in for a treat.
The feast was in a great cavern. Brilliant stalactites hung from the ceiling, a magical light radiating from its richly inlaid gems, bouncing off the walls and floor that glittered with specks of gold. A great table dominated the cavern, food of all kinds stacked as high as Norman was tall. A collection of strange creatures gathered around the table. A squat figure Norman recognized as Trevor, a slim elf dressed in a black lace dress, a thing that looked like a swarm of eyes, and many more.
Hey, David, have you tried the mashed potatoes yet? Wild!
This salami is delicious. Don't you agree, Bantazak?
I see you found Blind Dan and the Lord of Lash and Smoke. Excellent, everyone is here. The feast can really begin now.
I am not here by choice. They emotionally blackmailed me.
It's Ash and Shadow, your scaliness.
Whatever. Take a seat and help yourself to some of the pudding. It's tapioca.
My favorite.
Yeah, excuse me, Mr. Smokey, but we weren't able to convince Blind Dan to...
Just a minute, little morsel. I'm about to give my speech. All right, where was I? Oh, yes. I've lived a full life, and I'm happy that at the end of it, I am surrounded by friends. I leave you all with something to remember me by. First, Larry, bring the will.
Here you go.
Right, thank you. Dear gathered friends, blah, blah, blah. Bantazak the Indescribable, you get the terrain of muted spices. Cotharia, the sad, you get the shawl of endless weeping. Vagrant Sparanthus gets the trellis of desire. Trevor, there you are. You get the whip of anxiety.
A whip! Yeehaw!
Now I must choose my successor. They will carry the burden of guarding my most prized possession, the Goblet of Dargon. And there is truly one clear choice. Excuse me. Now my lair and all within it, save for a few trinkets, will go too. Oh, bother.
Is he okay?
He's dead, you numbskull!
Oh, how terrible. Well put, Bantazak. Who is supposed to inherit the goblet?
Norman?
I'm not sure. There wasn't anyone specified in the will, just something about whoever can choose it. What was that?
Hi! The lair is a manifested matrix that requires a locus around which it can coalesce. In life, Old Smokey served as a locus through his connection to the Goblet of Dargon. Because the lair's previous locus has perished, and thus is no longer capable of anchoring the matrix, it is folding back into the ley stream from which it is a projection.
Meaning...
The lair is collapsing!
This is the worst feast I've ever been to.
It was, and it would be his last.
A good life begins with a good massage. At Whispering Gnome Resort, our little army of gnomish masseuses can find and release any noted muscle with pinpoint accuracy. Find total relaxation as their tiny, adorable hands play across your tired body like so many ants, leaving you refreshed and rejuvenated. Look for the adorably sized mushroom on 19th Street in Castro, knock 3 times in the described pattern, and answer the 2 riddles posed to you by the Master of Entrances. Then you're in for the massage of your life. The Whispering Gnome Resort. Let us put our fingers on you. Hi, I'm Splitsky Division, owner of Splitsky Division's Discount Spell Emporium. I'm at the corner of Divisadero and hate asking customers what they think of our services. You there! What do you think of Splitsky Division's Discount Spell Emporium?
What do I think of him? I hate him. He sold me a frog hip hex that blew up in my face when I tried to use it on my ex.
That couldn't have come from Splitsky Division Spell Emporium. We only carry the finest secondhand spells, and they're always double-checked for quality and reliability.
Say, aren't you Splitsky?
What? Me? No, I'm a totally different person.
You sold me a bum hex. I want my money back.
No refunds. Smoke bomb.
Get back here. I said get back here. I'm gonna strangle you.
Hurry, Norman. We've got to get out of here.
Does everybody's houses collapse when they die?
Dragons don't operate by the same rules as humans. They're incredibly petty, even in death.
Ah! Help me! My leg is pinned!
David! It's too heavy.
Stand back.
Are you all right, David?
Yes, I think so. Nothing a mending spell won't fix, right? Ow. Ow.
Lady Blackfreeze, can you open a portal while I try to reinforce this tunnel?
On it.
I'm going to look for the others. You guys get him to safety.
Norman, no!
Norman set off down the tunnel, dodging rocks as the lair crumbled around him.
Hello? If you can hear me, call out. There's still time to get you out.
Over here!
Trevor and Bantazak, there's still a clear passage the way I came. Just follow it and you should find the surface.
Thanks!
Now's not the time, Trevor.
Down and down he went, deeper and deeper into the earth. The temperature rose to sweltering heat, and soon Norman saw why.
Lava?
Mr. Blank! There you are.
We were worried about you.
David, you should have gone through the portal with the others.
What kind of man of action would I be if I fled from danger?
What's that sparkling in the distance?
On an island in the middle of the river of lava was a small altar where a collection of cups and goblets sat. Above the altar was a great stone inscribed with strange runes.
The goblet. It must be. I'll form a bridge of magical force to get us there.
Wow.
Yeah, I could have done that if I had, magic or whatever.
Hurry, it won't last long. The stone says, "Whomever chooseth the right goblet from among these assembled cups is worthy of my lair, not my hoard. I donated all my money to the orphans of the Shrimp Wars Fund. Kiss, kiss, Ol' Smokey."
Aw.
No time for sentimentality. We've got to choose the right goblet. If each of us picks one, that increases our chances. I'll go first. The Goblet of Dargon is steeped in powerful magics. Therefore, it must be this one.
Good job, bud. You made it worse.
Think you can do any better?
Yeah, it's gotta be the one with the cool dragons on it. Or maybe not.
It's up to you now, Norman.
Choose quickly, Norman. Norman, make a choice.
Norman spotted a plain dented cup among the many glittering goblets. Something about it called to him. It seemed to resonate with him, as if he and it were in perfect sympathy.
It's this one.
The Goblet of Dargon could not be that garbage.
Old Smoky said that he had the cup since he was a poor wormling, right?
So?
What wormling could afford anything more than a dented tin cup?
There you are. I thought that you... Why did you run off like that?
I'm a man of
What
action.
happened to the lair? And where did you find that cup, Norman?
Well,
Congratulations, Norman P. Blank. You are now the master of this lair and inheritor of the Goblet of Dargon. You can rename me if you like by going into your settings. Would you like to do that now?
No, that's fine.
Okie dokie. I'll remind you later.
No.
Well, Mr. Blank, I suppose you truly proved what you're made of today. Congratulations.
Thank you, but right now I just want to lie down and have some tapioca.
Well, Norman, you're a homeowner. Penniless, but a homeowner. In the magical world, we call that cash poor. Congratulations.
Thanks, I think.
You've inherited a very sacred place, Norman. Old Smoky has been a leader of the Crystal District since its inception. Now that legacy passes to you. The Goblet of Dargon must see something in you that I don't really see, sorry, but you must trust that it is there.
That's right. There's a great responsibility you've just taken on. One of tradition, respect, strawberries, tapioca. I've lost my train of thought. And a lot of blood. Can we go to the hospital? My leg is still broken, and you guys keep swirling around and around. Oh, God.
I'm still keeping the whip.
Next time on the occult adventures of Norman P. Blank. Ghouls on parade.
Here comes the next float down Main Street now. This entry's made of roses and, ghouls. How about that, Sheriff?
The Occult Adventures of Norman P. Blank features the vocal talents of Dezaré Foster, Kevin Victor Rae, Jordan Stidham, Courtney Reece, Dylan Bellardinelli, Brandon Brooks, Will Mercer, and me, your announcer, Art Brown. Until next time.
Greetings from Radioland. This is Kevin Rae, the voice of Norman P. Blank and the writer of the show. Thank you for listening to tonight's episode. You can support us by leaving a rating, and if on Apple Podcasts, leaving a review. If you want to further support the podcast, tell your friends about us, or join our Patreon at patreon.com/NormanPBlank for access to exclusive content including behind the scenes, readings from the Normanomicon, and more. Good night, and good luck. This has been a Laughing Skull production.